Okay, so still working on 1997 Jeep TJ 2.5 liter. So the next service that this one's going to get is a transfer case service. So basically it's essentially a drain and fill. So let me go ahead and take you through what you're going to need to do this job. All right, what do we need to do a transfer case service? Just a few basic things. So first of all, for the 97 TJ and probably everything in the Jeep line at this point, you're going to use the ATF Plus 4. I got the O'Reilly brand because I could get a jug of it and it was the best price. Then you're going to need a ratchet. I recommend an extension. And then I'm sure it's metric, but I just sized it really quick. A 1 3/16, so socket fits on there, so we can use that to break it loose. But you can get the metric equivalent, and then a pump. So you'll need ideally you're going to need a pump because you're just going to make a giant mess to pump the ATF fluid in there. So, and then I'm just using my 3/8 inch ratchet, so I've got an adapter here. But, that's kind of irrelevant based on what you're doing. And then the last thing you'll need is, and I've got it over here, a drain pan, and I've got the one for a lift so that we can drain the fluid into it. All right, so let's get underneath the car. Okay, so we're underneath the vehicle, so you can see this is the exhaust. We're at the rear of it, and so you can see here's the output shaft. By the way, it's never a bad idea, just take a look at this. There's a little bit there, but the seals look good, so always a good opportunity to check that. It's not really leaking any more oil than I expect. And then basically at this point, like there's two, probably can't see it, but I'm gonna need both hands. The drain plug's here. This is the fill plug. But what we want to do is we want to get this out first, because if we can't get this out, then we got bigger problems and we may not want to do this service right now. Okay, so that wasn't on too tight. So now we can just pull this out. Okay, and so now, hopefully, what we want to see here is I'm going to stick my finger in, and hopefully it's a little lower than yeah, this is a little bit low. And the fluid's a little bit dirty too, so I think this is a good service to do. Yeah, no, it's pretty close to the top, so don't have to worry about that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this bottom one free. Then I'll show you where the drain plug is, and then I'll thread it out. And then we'll get the drain, get the oil catch underneath this. Okay, so that broke it free. And so what I'll do is I will take you up there so you can see. So I think you can see here. So when you're looking at this from the rear, there's the fill. Here's the drain, and so take that one out. So I'm going to go get the pan underneath this. Now, here's the thing to note about this, which is, for anyone that works on Jeeps just knows this pain and maybe frustration. So it's going to drain into this skid plate here. So what you can do is you can clean up the skid plate so that, it makes it a little less messy when all the oil drains out, and a little better for the recycler that you're going to drop this fluid off at. But you're basically just going to have to get a drain pan that we'll figure out based on the angle of the car. It may drain out of all four, it may drain out of the front one, the back one. I suspect that it's going to drain out the back, but we're going to go ahead and let me go get that drain pan and we'll go. Okay, so I've got my drain pan underneath here. So let's just go ahead and get this out now. So I'm just spinning it out with my hand. It's a little hard, but everything looks good. So we'll let the fluid out. Okay, so yeah, that, and sure enough, it's coming out the front, so I guessed right. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and move this. So you can see here, that's not good. I mean, it's pretty dark, it's pretty dirty. So I feel really, really good about changing this. And then this one doesn't have any, like a lot of them will have magnets. This particular car doesn't. So anyway, just set these off to the side, and so we'll just let that drain all the way out, and then we'll go to filling it. Okay, so that's done draining. So now we'll just thread the drain plug back in. Okay, so that's about as far as it's going to go hand tightening. So now just grab your ratchet. Let's get this on. Alright, so now I'm at the bottom, so you know, not too tight. I'd say probably 3 fingers on a standard ratchet will get that tight. It's not going to come off, but you can definitely strip it. So, all right, drain plugs in. So now we can start filling. Okay, so we're going to start filling this. Now, they make pumps, just in case anyone comments, that fit better on this bigger jug, but I don't have one and I need to get this done. So we'll just make do with what we have. It'll be all right. So we're just going to keep pumping this in until basically we have a little bit weeping out the top. So just do this. It'll take a while. Okay, so I've got the transfer case full, and you can see here it's just lightly weeping out. And so that's perfect. That's about where we want it, right up to the top. So now we can thread this in. And we can tighten that down. And once again, just kind of, you know, 3 fingers on the end of the wrench tight, like nothing too dramatic, because you don't want to strip this either. So that's on nice and tight. And then the last little part of this job is you spilled a bunch of ATF because you had no choice. So you just want to make sure you clean out this pan, because otherwise you'll be worried, or you might not, or you might just assume it's what was left over after doing the job. But what you want to make sure is, like, either you or the person you did it for, if they come outside and find ATF fluid underneath the car, that you know you have a problem, versus just thinking, oh, we probably didn't clean it well enough. So I'm going to wipe down this entire surface, even the underneath, and then I'll hit it with just a little bit of like degreaser or maybe brake clean here, and just make sure we're good. And yeah, and then that should take care of it. So, all right. It's a pretty simple job. You can do it yourself. So, you know, I make these videos to hopefully help you take on projects yourself. I hope I've helped you do that with this transfer case service. If you like my videos, I really would appreciate if you would comment and hit the like button below. It really helps out my channel. And thank you for watching.